Hi, thank you for joining me. I'm Angie from Messages from Above, and this reading will be a pick a card, and it is guidance for those in a relationship. There will be timestamps in the description box below for each of the piles messages. Also, they will be general messages, and so they may or may not resonate with you, and that's okay. Just take what does and please leave the rest. Please like the video, please share the video, and if you're not already subscribed to my channel, I really would appreciate you hitting that subscribe button. That helps my channel to grow, and it helps get the messages out there so that more people actually get to see the videos. Right, so let's see what messages wish to come through for those of you in a relationship who may have some questions. So the first card that we want to get is, what does the viewer need to let go of or resolve? What is it that they're holding on to that they need to let go or resolve? What is it that the viewer needs to let go or resolve? Okay, so that's that one. So, what does the viewer need to do, share, discuss, or put right with their partner in their relationship, or put right in the relationship? So what do they need to do, share, discuss, or put right with their partner or within the relationship? Okay. And the third card is, what does the viewer need to pay more attention to bring good results in their relationship? What do they need to pay more attention to make the relationship better? Okay. So now we'll go to row 2. So what from the past does the viewer need to let go of or resolve? What does the viewer need to resolve? Second card, please. What does the viewer need to do, share, or discuss to put right? Okay, we'll take that one, with their partner in the relationship. Okay, so third card, what does the viewer need to pay more attention to make? All right, so that one we will take that one. It did flip. Hopefully you didn't see that too much, because we don't want any card to influence the choice that you make. Okay, so now for the third row, the third pile, what from the past does the viewer need to let go of or resolve? Okay, that one. And for card 2, what does the viewer need to do to share or discuss or put right with their partner or put right within the relationship? What does the viewer... Okay, we've got that one. Oops. Again, hopefully you didn't see that too much. So now for the last card, what does the viewer need to pay more attention to bring good results in the relationship? What does the viewer need to pay more attention to help the relationship be better? What is it that needs attention within the relationship, or pay attention to make it better? Okay, so focus in on row 1, row 2 or row 3. See where your attention is being drawn to. Try to connect intuitively rather than logically, rather than use the logic side of your brain. Try and tune in and feel into which row you're being drawn to. If you need more time, then please pause the video. Otherwise, we will start with row 1 or pile 1. So what from the past does the viewer need to let go of or resolve? And we have boundaries. Okay, so with this, I'm feeling that it's not something that you need to let go of, but maybe it's something that you need to resolve because you may not have had boundaries in the past, and therefore you may have been taken advantage of, or you may have also overstepped other people's boundaries. So maybe that is what you need to let go of, is learning that you can't overstep other people's boundaries because you wouldn't like it if other people overstep your boundaries. It's very important to have boundaries because it lets people know right from the get-go what you will allow and what you won't allow. Alright, so let's go and see what the message is that the card has with regards to this. So a clear and healthy sense of self is a great foundation for love. So maybe that's something that you haven't had before, is a boundary of self-love, that you didn't think perhaps you were worthy or that you didn't deserve, because you didn't deserve love because you didn't have enough self-love for yourself. So that is something that you may need to resolve. So let's, as I say, go back to what the message in the book is. Most people understand the concept of healthy boundaries, but aren't always sure how to put them into practice. Boundaries could be described as simply having a clear and healthy sense of self, of who you are, what makes you tick, and what affects you both positively and negatively. A common example of unhealthy boundaries is the apparent inability to say no when feeling pressured by a prospective, new or existing partner into doing or behaving in a way that isn't in harmony with your truth. For example, if you love the ocean and need to walk along the beach regularly to maintain emotional balance, you can invite your partner to join you or go alone. But you must not let this important activity fade from your life. There can be many grey areas in life between reasonable compromise and compromising your healthy boundaries. So each person is unique and each situation different. The most important thing is to make your boundaries and preferences clear early on in the relationship, or your partner may feel annoyed and resentful when you bring it up months or even years down the track. In an existing relationship, it is important to communicate your feelings, needs and preferences by owning them yourself. So you can say, I need time to myself regularly, so from now on I will go to the beach once a week on my own. This is much more constructive than, you never want to go to the beach. It's almost impossible to drag you down there. You have ruined that pleasure for me and I am going to get it back. So you've drawn this card today because it's time for you to look at the way you have set your personal boundaries in the past as well as the present. Take a gentle look at what these boundaries have created for you in your life so far and resolve to reset them where necessary. Ask your angels and guides to support you in communicating more lovingly and clearly from now on. Okay, so now with the card 2, what does the viewer need to do, share discuss or put right with their partner or their relationship. And we have manifestation. And how glorious is that? We've got 2 here and we've got number 22 here. I think that's very synchronistic. Okay, so let's see what the message is with regards to manifestation. It's easy to connect with the energy of all that is available to you in the universe. There are many times in life when we wish we could manifest a specific item, situation, or even person. Many people know how to visualize what they want, but how often do they consider the quality or of the vibration or frequency they are emanating? If you're trying to manifest something but your chakras are out of alignment and not working together, this can create an energy that blocks whatever it is you wish to attract. The following heart manifestation balance helps you bring your heart, solar plexus, and navel chakras into alignment so that your energy can work for you. It's so simple. Your heart chakra represents your heart's desires and intuition. Your solar plexus chakra represents your sense of self, material reality, and your gut instincts. And your navel chakra represents your creativity, fertility, and ability to manifest. Once you have located these 3 powerful energy centers at the center of your chest, the center of your midriff, and just below your navel, simply imagine a flow of energy and light moving through and connecting the 3 of them in a figure 8 configuration. Actually, let me put that up there like that so you can actually see that better. So there's your heart chakra, your solar plexus chakra, and your sacral chakra, and it's got that figure 8 there, which is the flow of energy. And once that flow of energy is in balance, your manifestation abilities will increase. When you begin, it may be difficult to visualize or feel anything. The figure 8 may feel heavy or sluggish or weak and watery. In its healthy state, this energy connection will be rich in a beautiful bright colour and feel like a strong, even flow pulsing up and down through the figure 8 shape. Placing your hands on any of these 3 chakras may help you feel the energy, and closing your eyes can make it easier to sense the clear, bright colour emerging in your heart manifestation. Once you have a feel for the energy pulsing up and down smoothly, you can add the final ingredient of this practice. Focus on what it is you would like to manifest. This is a great balance to do as you are lying in bed. Morning or evening is fine. You can start your day by tuning into your heart's desire or drift off to sleep while connecting to all that is available to you in the universe. And remember, your intention and willingness are the most important factors, so even if you don't see or feel much, be sure to persevere. So maybe this is saying to you that if there is a problem in your relationship at the moment, you can help to put that right by balancing those 3 chakras, and then you can try and manifest that the relationship will improve in whichever area that you may be having a problem. Maybe you are not in the same frequency or vibration as your partner, and maybe there is a discussion that needs to happen so that you can get on the right page with each other. When you are both coming from the same vibration or the same frequency, or even putting it plainly on the same page, that helps the growth in your relationship. That will help your relationship improve. If you're both at odds with what you both want out of the relationship, then it's never going to become what it is that you want out of the relationship. Okay, so we'll go to the third card now. What does the viewer need to pay more attention to bring good results in the relationship, or to make the relationship better? And we've got the Garden. Okay, so straight away I'm going to say that's nurturing. It's about watering, so nurturing and feeding the garden. So the garden is representative of your relationship. So to make that relationship grow, you probably need to spend a bit more time nurturing the relationship, putting some more energy into your partner, into the relationship. And again, that can tie back into what we had for card 2, that if you're not on the same page, then your garden's not going to grow. Perhaps for card 2, you may need to, so for this one, the manifestation, you may need to plant seeds with what you want from the relationship, so that you can help that garden to grow, and so that you can put or get your partner on the same page as you. Plant little seeds. Have a discussion. Pay attention to what it is that your partner is saying. Pay attention to what the partner's needs are, as well as what your needs are. Okay, let's see what the message is coming through here. So honour yourself as the beautiful person you are, trusting in life as it is. The garden is lush and fertile when she is healthy, barren and forbidding when she is neglected. She ebbs and flows with the season, is still when she needs to be, and full of colour, life and nourishment when the timing is right. She bursts with fruits and flowers and attracts all good things to her. Animals and people come to marvel at her beauty, enjoy her cool shade, inhale her fragrance and restore themselves. In a world where we are constantly under pressure to be active, the idea of being the garden rather than the gardener can seem far too passive. In this context, however, to be passive means to be peaceful and in a state of trust, trusting that all you need is available to you without having to hunt it down. Modern women will wonder how long they need to wait for a suitable gardener to come along, while modern men may feel that they already have enough to do without having to nurture the feminine in their lives as well. The truth is that we all have an inner garden and gardener, and true abundance develops in your life when you maintain a healthy balance between the two. You have drawn this card today because your inner garden is in need of some attention. Be sure to reconnect yourself to the feminine cycles of nature by spending time in a natural garden and tuning into the vibration of the season by enjoying a healthy meal made only from fruits and vegetables that are in season, filling a vase with fresh flowers, or by spending time outside where you will be exposed to the climate and the environment. Consider the blessings and bounty you have to share with those you love. Honour your own inner cycles and see yourself once more as the beautiful person that you are. But you also need to see the beautiful person that your partner is. It's honouring yourself, but you also need to honour your partner. When we honour each other, we are then coming from a more mutual place of respect and of love. And that in itself will help the garden, your relationship, flourish. There has to be mutual honouring, mutual respect. Okay, so row 1, that was the message. Oh, actually, I am going to give you I forgot about this, one further message. What message wishes to come through for the relationship? What is the message for the guidance for those in the relationship that goes with this reading so far, please? What message is there, please? Okay, we've got 2 here. So they are the cards. We have give each other some space at the moment, trust and have faith that all will work out for the best. And acceptance is the key to inner peace. At times we must accept things as they are. There is no point trying to change that which is beyond our control. Okay, so that is now the final message. So they were messages that I hope will help you with guidance in your relationship, whether it all or maybe none or some of it resonates with you. And until next time, thank you for listening. For those of you who chose this pile or this row, let's see what messages are coming through for you. So the first card will represent what from your past do you need to let go of or resolve. So we have sexual freedom. Okay, so straight away I'm feeling that you may have been quite generous, let's say, with how you expressed your sexuality. You may have had quite a few partners in the past. Again, remember, this is a general reading, and so it won't resonate with all of you who have chosen this. So yes, you may have had a few partners in the past, and maybe that is something you need to let go of, is the feelings you have about yourself because of that. For some of you, this may be that you have never felt able to express your sexuality in the way that you are being asked in this relationship, or that you feel you want to in this relationship. And this is about resolving your fear, your fear about expressing what it is that brings you joy in your sexual relationship, when you're having sex. You might not be able to have voiced that in the past with what you want when you're having sex. So this is saying to you that it's time to let go of those fears of discussing what it is that you want. On the flip side of that, for those that have had inhibitions in the past with regards to sex, this may be saying that it's time for you to perhaps let go of those inhibitions and truly learn to express yourself freely when you are having sex. or what it is that you want from a sexual relationship. Okay, so I'll go to the book now and see what the message is. Actually, I feel my voice is a bit croaky. I'm feeling this is about a specific message for someone out there who has not been able to express themselves about what it is that they have wanted from a sexual relationship. They haven't been able to speak to their partner about what they need, how they want to express their love in a sexual manner. It's time for you to let go of that feeling of not being able to be you when you're having sex, when you are discussing sex even. It's time for you to let go of holding back. It's time for you to express what it is that you want, how you want it. Our partners are not mind readers. If it's not working for you in a particular way, you need to let them know. They need roadmaps sometimes. Okay, right, I will go to the book now. So, sexual freedom and energy are dynamite to the human heart and soul, affording a blissful opportunity to communicate and connect deeply beyond words. Since the sexual revolution began in the 1960s, many misconceptions about sexual freedom have evolved into supposed truths. The idea that having many sexual partners or that having sex early on in a relationship makes a person liberated is very misleading. In our society, we often see the word love used in place of more appropriate descriptions like sex or lust, especially in the media or social conversation. But how many people you have sex with or how soon is not a genuine guideline for sexual freedom, nor is it a marker to measure yourself by. Sexual freedom is a deeply personal matter and needs to be explored with maturity and respect for yourself and the other. If you're seeking a new partner, it's essential that you are clear about how you value your own sexuality and be aware of the real impact that physical intimacy has upon your heart. Resist the temptation to have sex with a prospective partner in an attempt to secure a relationship. Instead, leave sex until you know each other better and can choose more wisely. In an existing relationship, it can be delightful to realise that sex is much more than mere intercourse, and that you and your partner could reignite your interest in sex through simple acts of caressing, hand-holding and bathing together. You've drawn this card today because it's time to let go of a social norm or ideal that you compare yourself to and give your sexual self permission to be authentic. True sexual freedom is about giving yourself permission to express, explore and share in ways that feel meaningful to you. And that is confirmation of what I actually said to you before we read from the book. Okay, so the second card, what does the viewer need to do, share or discuss or put right with their partner or put right in the relationship? Okay, we have creativity. Okay, so creativity, I would say that is about perhaps in your relationship at the moment, everything has become all too serious, and that maybe you need to find more joy, more laughter, more playfulness in your relationship. And with the creativity card, it's saying to you, find creative ways of bringing more fun into the relationship, bringing more joy into the relationship, bringing more laughter into the relationship. find ways of doing things together that make you laugh. You know, go and see a comedy show, or, you know, something that you can both do together. This is definitely about putting more fun, more joy, the simple things in life, bringing those back into the relationship and finding creative ways of doing that. So let's see, what does the cards book, the message in the book, say? Your world offers endless possibilities and variety, so be creative and enjoy them to your advantage and benefit. Being creative is not just about being artistic Being creative is not just about being artistic or inventive. It's about thinking outside the square and considering different approaches and attitudes. Being creative means that you can turn an ordinary day into a wonderful day by adding a dash of the unexpected. You've drawn this card today because there is never any excuse for excessive repetition or boredom in your life or in your relationships. Routine and habit have their place in life up to a point, but they can quickly dull your senses and enthusiasm. Okay, I just skipped that part because it was about singles. So in an existing relationship, it is often obvious where the rot of routine and fixed expectations have set in. This is your opportunity to be creative. Many people imagine that a certain amount of money is needed before meaningful creativity can occur. If you have fallen into this narrow mindset, then it's time to think again. Next time you go to a park or a beach, just observe the children playing on the swings or collecting shells. You don't need to be wealthy to enjoy an abundance of creativity, so use your imagination and do something that will make you and your partner smile. Bringing creativity into your relationships can be as simple as going to a new restaurant, seeing a movie that wouldn't normally be your style, eating a meal in the garden instead of in front of the television, or finally doing that special something you have been postponing. So yeah, find ways of coming together in a way that brings you more spontaneity, if you like. More joy, more fun, laughter, excitement. Okay, so card 3, what does the viewer need to pay more attention to bring good results in the relationship or to make the relationship better? Okay, and we've got the Sacred Woman. What was card 1 number? Card 130, okay. She's got 7 there and this one is 27. Okay, so the Sacred Woman. Okay, let's have a look what the Sacred Woman is. There is a wild power and sacred divinity that must be respected by both women and men. The Native American Indian legend of White Buffalo Calf Woman is closely connected to the concept of the divine feminine. Although it is more extreme than real life, her story does send an important message. In the legend, White Buffalo Calf Woman annihilates a man who thinks he can simply embrace her and claim her like a piece of property. The man who senses her divinity and wild power is spared the same fate because she can see that even though he holds his bow and arrow up to her in fear, he respects her power. On returning to his tribe, the surviving warrior does as she requested and organises a feast to celebrate her impending arrival. In return, she teaches the tribe sacred rituals and bestows important forms of abundance upon them. White Buffalo Calf Woman brings an important reminder to us today about the potentially destructive forces that are available when the feminine is treated as trivial. In modern life, this applies to both men and women, meaning that women must be prepared to value themselves and act upon this if they want to be respected by their male counterparts. White Buffalo Calf Woman did not play games, make idle threats, or pretend to be something she was not. She did not compromise herself or her integrity for mere physical security or a life that was less than fulfilling. And by annihilating the disrespectful warrior, she made it clear to all others that her power was not to be doubted. In modern life, this is played out in the way a woman treats herself and allows herself to be treated. When a woman truly respects herself and acts upon her feelings, men will naturally respect her or leave her alone. When you call White Buffalo Calf Woman into your life, she will help you do away with self-sabotaging behaviour and help you to have the courage to do what you know you need to do. Okay, so within this relationship, this is about not allowing yourself to self-sabotage the relationship. If self-sabotaging happens when you don't think you are worthy, when you don't feel that you deserve to be in the relationship that you're in. So again, this is about having self-love. This is about knowing that you are worthy. This is about letting go of those ideas that you don't deserve the love that you're receiving in this relationship. And you self-sabotage because it's like, well, you may try and force the other person to call the relationship quits rather than you doing it, and then you can turn around and say, see, I knew that, you know, it wasn't going to work, or he didn't love me the way, whatever, or she didn't love me, because obviously it's we can read this for both male and female. So this is what you need to change. You need to pay more attention to how you are valuing yourself in the relationship. You need to respect yourself more, and you need to discuss your feelings with your partner. When you pay attention to your own feelings and are able to voice those to your partner, that will help your partner understand where you're coming from, and that is how you can actually bring more communication, open, non-judgmental communication into the relationship. Your partner needs to understand perhaps why you're feeling the way you are, where those feelings are coming from, and that's something you may need to look at more detail, is why are you feeling those feelings? Why do you feel that you are not worthy? When someone self-sabotages, they can, again this is general, can end up playing games just to get the end result of ending the relationship without you taking the blame for ending it. From another perspective, If you are trying to manipulate your partner by idle threats or pretending to be someone that you are not, then that is not fair to your partner. So to make your relationship better for both of you, you need to be your authentic self. You need to voice who you are. Stop playing the games. Stop pretending to be the person you think your partner wants you to be. If you are not being your authentic self, then the relationship really isn't honest, is it? So then maybe this relationship is based on mistruths. I won't say lies, but mistruths, misconceptions. All right, let's have another message, please. A final message for the viewer that is listening to this reading. What is the message? Okay, we have this one. Healing. Imagine yourself and your beloved surrounded by light. Feel your relationship being healed this very moment. Okay, so those of you who chose this pile, they were the messages that came through. I really do hope there was something in there that resonated for you and does give you guidance within your relationship. And until next time, I really do appreciate you taking the time to listen. Thank you. Hi, for those of you who chose this row or this group, this pile, these cards, let's have a look and see what the messages are that are going to come through for you. So the first card is, what from the past does the viewer need to let go of or resolve? And we have sexuality. Okay, so I'm going to, that's very similar to actually to what the second card had, the second pile had. So sexuality, this is asking you to let go of your, again, this is a general message, so it may resonate with some of you and for others it may not, but I'll try and put both aspects on it. So, for some of you, this may be that you need to let go of your hang-ups about your sexuality. You may not have been able to express your sexuality in an open fashion, an open way with previous partners. You actually may have a view of your sexuality as something you need to hide or be ashamed of. This card is saying to you, you need to let go of those hang-ups or those inhibitions or that shame or that guilt with regards to your sexuality, your sexual behaviour in the past. You need to let go of that. Be open and honest with your partner now with regards to your sexuality. Be open and honest to yourself with regards to your sexuality. Know that the time is now that you should express your sexuality in the way that you feel comfortable with. Maybe in the past whether that be through your being brought, like your parental guidance, the way you were brought up, in maybe it was religious constraints or something like that, where you had to hide your sexuality or your sexual drive. Maybe it was frowned upon, you know, that especially for women, that women liked sex. And maybe that has been, you know, thrust upon you from an early age by your parents or by the church or whatever institution. And now this is saying to you, it's time to let that go. It is okay to acknowledge that you are a sexual being and that you enjoy sex. It's time to shine. Look how beautiful and open she is. Be that person. Be open to sharing what it is that you want, what you need. Okay, let's have a look and see what the message is that this card is bringing through. Sexuality blossoms in an atmosphere of trust, intimacy, love and friendship. The natural rhythms of sexuality are sadly misunderstood in our modern culture. All too often we see that a person's natural sexuality is glamorized and exaggerated in order to lure an attractive partner. As a result, many people become entangled in relationships that have little more substance than sexual attraction. If there is no real connection between the two, then a sense of obligation or fear of losing what there is may be all that keeps them together. This situation is simply not good enough. Sexuality has its own beautiful rhythm. I'm going to stop there. So going back on the flip side of that, this is saying also that if you have used your sexuality in the past to attract a partner, maybe the partner that you're with now, and that is all that there was as the substance or as the basis for that relationship to begin with, then this is saying to you that if this relationship doesn't work out, not to go into further relationships where you use your sexuality to attract a partner. And again, different perspective of that is, if you did use your sexuality to attract your partner, and maybe you feel guilt or shame for that, let that go. Because if you're holding on to that, you are not going to be able to progress to deeper foundations for that relationship to progress. Okay, I'll go back to the book now. Sexuality has its own beautiful rhythm if you are prepared to listen to it. A natural caution and healthy boundary of reserve will guide you when the time is right to connect yourself in sexual union with the person you are attracted to. Surprisingly, this time frame will often be around 1 month, time to know the person in some depth, rather than the whirlwind tumble into bed that's encouraged by Hollywood. Contrary to popular belief, sexuality does not automatically fade as the relationship continues. Imagine your sexual energy as a flower that is gradually opening, growing, blossoming, and coming into its full beauty. Sexuality blossoms in an atmosphere of trust, intimacy, love, and friendship, and will wither in an atmosphere of misunderstood feelings and needs. In an existing relationship, you are required to listen to your natural rhythms once more instead of allowing your routine to dictate your life. Take a second honeymoon and start afresh. Make time to connect in the mornings and afternoons rather than a long busy day. You've drawn this card today because it's up to you to heed this call from your heart, body and soul to give your sexuality the respect and attention it deserves. Yes. Okay, so the second card now is, what does the viewer need to do or share or discuss or put right with their partner or put right in the relationship? And we have emotional freedom. This is saying to me that you may feel that by being in a relationship, you don't have the freedom to be who you are. Or maybe your partner is not allowing you to be who you are. Maybe there's constraints that are being put upon you, that you are not allowed to go off and do things on your own. And that's where you feel that you don't have that emotional freedom. It's okay for each partner to have their own interests, to go off and do what makes them happy, whether that be a sport or a show or movies or whatever, and still come back and have that strong foundation of a relationship. So maybe this is something that you need to discuss with your partner, that these are the things that you want to do. It doesn't mean that you don't want to do things with them. It doesn't mean you love them less, but it's something that you need to do, that you should be able to do. Okay, let's see what the book says, what the message the card is bringing through. True emotional freedom is liberating in its ability to embrace individuality in yourself and others. And that's right, it's showing your individuality within the relationship. In our modern society, we often encounter the notion that being single means you are free, while being in a relationship means you are not. Nothing could be further from the truth. Many single people feel trapped by loneliness and an inability to embrace certain aspects of life without a partner. Indeed, we often find that two people together may accomplish and enjoy much more of what the world has to offer than was possible on their own. You've drawn this card today because deep down you still believe or fear that being in a loving relationship will compromise your personal autonomy and emotional freedom. No matter how much you desire love and commitment on the one hand, there is a part of you that holds back because of this old feeling. If you're already in a relationship, it's time to acknowledge that your partner is not really limiting or suppressing you. No one can truly control you, so this card is suggesting that it's time to reclaim your power, make healthier choices for yourself and act upon them. True emotional freedom is not about keeping secrets from your partner. You may succeed in deceiving your partner, but you cannot deceive yourself in the long run. Rather, emotional freedom is about acknowledging the differing attitudes and perspectives each person holds and creating a relationship that can embrace them all. Then each of you will feel free to think, speak and act authentically while sharing the uniqueness of your experience with each other. This generates a feeling of mutual support, care and understanding, and leads to an amazing freedom that celebrates the truth of who you are. Okay, so the card that we have left here is, what does the viewer need to pay more attention to bring good results in the relationship or make the relationship better? Compatibility. Okay, so the synergy of compatibility is based on being yourself and having the awareness to select a true match for yourself. You've drawn this card today because your angels and guides would like you to understand the vital truth that a great relationship is all about compatibility. In the past, you may have tried to change or improve something about yourself in order to attract a soulmate. Or you may believe that your current partner doesn't understand or appreciate you. The real issue, however, may well be one of compatibility. The synergy of compatibility creates a strong foundation for a healthy relationship, but demands that you be honest with yourself about your true priorities, which may change as the years go by. Take time to dig a little deeper into your own feelings, ideals and aspirations, then be sure to seek out a partner who can understand and support them. In an existing relationship, you will need to clarify yourself with your partner and then take action to live from your truth. Your self-esteem will blossom and your partner's response will reveal to you whether you are still compatible or not. When we look at relationships through the lens of compatibility, we can easily see that no one is better than anyone else. Approaching a potential partner in this way is much more constructive and turns dating into what it should be, an opportunity to find out if you are compatible. Aspirations for the future are particularly important for new and existing relationships. Pie-in-the-sky fantasies can be fun, but what do you really want to do and be throughout life? Being honest with your partner about your aspirations is crucial. In order to attract the best match or improve the relationship you have, the foundation stones need to be strong. Forget the superficial things that disappear or fade with time and age. Take time to become clear about what type of person and lifestyle are most compatible with you. So maybe this is asking you to pay more attention to the compatibility that you think you have with your partner. And are they changes that you or your partner have made to ensure that you are compatible? I.e., you are not being your true self. You have taken on your partner's ideals, your partner's values perhaps, and vice versa. Has your partner done the same? Not being authentic or not being truthful or not speaking about what their true values and ideas are. So maybe that foundation of your relationship is not as strong as you may have thought, because little things may be coming out where you can see that you are not compatible, that you don't actually share the same values, or you don't actually have the same views of what your future will look like. This is asking you to pay attention to that and to really dig deep and understand why maybe you are together. Are they things that, if you're not compatible with certain things, are they things that you can both live with? Still be in the relationship, but live with the fact that you have these differences. And it's okay to have differences. I'm not saying that you need to be exactly the same. It's okay to have differences. It would be boring if we were all the same and all thought the same, but it's having that mutual respect and mutual understanding that it is okay to have the differences because there are other underlying things that make you compatible. Okay. Let's see now what other message wishes to come through with regards to this reading for the viewers that have listened to these messages. What message is there, please, for the viewers that have listened? There's too many there, sorry. That have listened to this reading for pile 3. Okay, we have this one. And it is, when you pass from this world, you take nothing with you but your soul and the memories you have shared with those you love. Okay, so pile 3, row 3, they were the messages that came through for you. I hope there was something in there that resonated for you and will help guide you in your relationship. I really do appreciate you taking the time to listen. So until next time, thank you.